Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be continuing the cookie of the month challenge that I've set for myself. So today, for the month of February, we are making strawberry butter cookies. I got the recipe off of TikTok and it's incorporating freeze-dried strawberries with some white chocolate chips. I've never made this before, so I'm interested to see how it turns out, but let's give it a try. I've already started the first step, which is to combine all of the dry ingredients. So you're going to need 1 3/4 cup of flour. You're also going to need half a teaspoon each of baking soda, baking powder, and salt. So we're going to mix that up until it's just well combined. Okay, so the next step is to take 1 1/2 sticks of butter and beat it with some freeze-dried strawberries. The recipe calls for half a cup, and I honestly don't think I have half a cup here. I've got these Fruit Crisps. These were the only freeze-dried strawberries I could find in my grocery store. So we're just going to smush it in the bag and we'll see how that turns out. So the recipe says once you've crushed your freeze-dried strawberries to put them in a sifter before you put them in your butter, so that way it can blend a little bit more evenly and there won't be such big chunks. I have this super old looking one, so I hope it'll work. You think it'll work? Yeah, okay. Let's try. So we'll pour it all in here. Look at that. Uh-oh. I already don't think I have enough strawberries as it is. Maybe I shouldn't have. Oh. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. So I beat up the butter really quickly just so hopefully it could blend a little easier. I'm going to take this off and I'm going to sift the crushed strawberry, in there. Wow, look at all that it's leaving behind. Now let me put this back on and we'll blend it and see if it turns pink. It should turn pink. Yay, it turned pink. There's still some butter on the sides and some strawberries on the bottom, so I'm just gonna mix everything with the spatula. That way everything can mix evenly. All right, look at that, it's nice and pink. Okay, so once you've got your strawberries and your butter mixed, then you're gonna need to mix in 1 cup of sugar. That's half a cup. We'll mix that in, and then you also need to mix in 1 egg. I'm going to mix that in once this has mixed with the sugar by itself. I'm gonna mix the egg in now. I'm gonna do the same thing that I did with the butter and just mix down so that way all of the sugar is incorporated. And then we'll mix again one final time before we add in our dry ingredients. Once the texture is smooth, probably a little bit like this, then we can start slowly adding our dry ingredients in. Just not too fast because then you'll get a puff of smoke. Add it in a little bit at a time. As pink since we mixed it with all of the ingredients, but that's okay. Do you think I should add all of this to the mixture? We'll see what happens. Honk. Oh. I've never made these cookies before, so I don't know what I'm doing. But that's okay. Okay, I'll mix that up. So this is what your dough will look like. Once you mix everything together, then you're gonna add in some white chocolate chips. I've heard people also do cream cheese chips, but I couldn't find that. I didn't know they sold that. Did you know they sold that? And we're gonna use this because that's what was in the original recipe. There's no set amount to how much to put, so I guess it's whatever your heart desires. All right, so then you'll just mix your chips in. Now that we've got our dough mixed with the chocolate chips, we're going to scoop them out and put them in the oven. I like to put butter on the pan and just take your cookie scoop. I don't know if I should roll it, probably. Roll it and pop them on. Okay, so now that we've got our cookies on the cookie sheet, you're gonna bake them at 350 degrees for about 10 to 12 minutes or until the edges are golden brown. Okay, the timer has went off, so let's see what they look like. Oh, they don't look pink. Oh. Well,
I mean, there's a hint of pink.
yeah, they're not pink, and I think they could use a little bit more cook time.
I think so.
So let's put them back in. I think, obviously, the trick to the pink is that you need a lot more freeze-dried strawberries. I only grabbed 2 of those little packs, so I'll have to get some more if I want to remake these. So the original recipe says that she got her freeze-dried strawberries from Trader Joe's, and we just don't have a Trader Joe's really that close to us, so I could only find those. That's what we're working with. It's the first time making these. We'll see how they turn out, but they're gonna cook a little bit more, so we'll check in a bit. Let's recheck these cookies.
They do look a lot better.
They do look better. They still, I feel like they got less pink the second time. I know they just came out, but I want to make sure that they're not burning on the bottom. I think it's just a little too hot for me to pick one up. So, yeah, it's still wet. Okay. Well, maybe I made them a little bit bigger than the original recipe shows, so we're gonna put them back in the oven. All right, for the third time, let's see. Okay, it looks a little better. I'm gonna let these cool in here for a little bit so they can harden, and then I'll take them off and then we'll try one. I'm a little nervous. They didn't turn out the way they did on the TikTok. I thought everything on TikTok was real. And again, I have my wonderful husband behind the camera. He's going to be a guinea pig and try one of these not so strawberry looking cookies. Hey, the bottoms turned out pretty good. They didn't burn. That's a plus. All right, you wanna give it a shot? Cheers. Crispy.
That's
Whoa.
really good. You definitely taste the strawberry.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That's really good.
When I was pouring the chocolate chips, my husband said that I might have poured just a little bit too much, and I was like, should I pour more? But I got a whole bunch of white chocolate chips right now, so it was just a lot. So I think maybe next time, don't use as many as I did. Look, there's like so many in this little bite alone. Can you see that? But yeah, I'm surprised you can taste the strawberry as much as you can, because I didn't have as much of the freeze-dried strawberries that the recipe called for. So I'm surprised, but pleasantly surprised.
It's just the color that it didn't come out the way you did, but I mean, I think that's a really good cookie.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
High five.
Like, I'm not surprised that you were able to do it. I'm surprised that you can taste so much strawberry.
Now, they are crunchy, so I think that when they finally cool all the way, I hope it doesn't get tough. So we'll see. I'm gonna make the rest of these cookies. You should maybe try making them too and let me know how yours turn out. Did yours turn out pink? Red? Did you use white chocolate chips? I don't know, let me know. I'm gonna make the rest of the dough, and I'm going to do a much smaller portion and see if that makes any difference. And one, the cook time, and then maybe the crunchiness of it. I feel like they just expanded too much, so I'll report back on that also. Okay, so I just took out the smaller batch of cookies from the oven and they kind of all morphed into one giant cookie. I'm gonna have to cut these up. I don't think it really changed how they bake. They still kind of flattened out, but so these are the smaller cookies that just came out of the oven. Pretty much same consistency. It's spread out pretty thin, but I mean, they're not too bad. So I think next time I will use less white chocolate chips and I will want to probably use a little bit more freeze-dried strawberries because I do want them to be more pink than they are. But you can still taste that strawberry flavor, so it's not bad at all. So for March's cookie box, drop some suggestions in the comments. Let me know what I should make because I'm really at a loss. I have no idea what to make. I know we've got St. Patrick's Day coming up, so I can do something with that. I have no idea. So just let me know what you think I should make and maybe I'll try to make that. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time.